Welcome to JFix and a new video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my new laptop that I've bought, and I'm going to be trying a little upgrade on it as well. So join me over at the bench now and I'll show you which laptop I've got. So here it is then. This is my Lenovo ThinkPad. This is the X13 Gen 4, and this is the laptop that I'm going to be using to manage my own personal things and manage things for this channel as well. So I needed a laptop and I actually didn't have one that I was using, so this is going to be ideal because it is a 13-inch screen on here. It's nice and light, nice and compact, and yeah, it's going to be ideal to take around with me and to work on the go. So I'm really happy with this laptop. Now, if you remember in my previous videos, I was already trying to fix a Lenovo X13 Gen 4, and that was the Yoga version, and I was unsuccessful. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to get that one working, but obviously there was issues with the processor on there, and the laptop itself was perfect though, the condition of it and the screen, so I had to let that go and move on because it was too good just to keep for, you know, scrap parts, and somebody could benefit from that. So that one's moved on, and I've bought this one as a fully working laptop. So it does in fact work perfectly fine. As you can see here, lovely display on there, and I'm currently working adding chips to my laptop IC database that I recently made a video on. Now, compared to the other laptop that I tried to repair previously, this is just the ThinkPad X13. It's not the Yoga version, and there are some differences between the normal ThinkPad and the Yoga version. So the big difference on the Yoga version is that you're able to tilt the screen all the way back on itself and almost use it as a tablet. Now, it's not a feature I'd probably use anyway. I'm not really bothered about that, so that's not really a big concern. Another feature that you get is a touchscreen. Again, I don't really use touchscreen. I'm happy to use the mouse or the touchpad on there. That's not a problem. The Yoga also features the pen that comes in the side. Again, that's more for the touchscreen, which I'm not that concerned about. And it does have some other features, like it has a SIM card with the LTE if you want to use that. But again, that's not a feature I'm going to use because I'm quite happy to use Tether to my phone, so that's not a problem. But there is one feature that the Yoga has that this is missing, which is a bit unfortunate, and I would like to have that on this laptop. So what the Yoga has that this doesn't have is the backlit keyboard, and I do like to use this at night, sometimes in the bed or sometimes, you know, in the living room without all the lights turned on, and without a backlit keyboard you really can't see the keys. It's very difficult to type on there, so that is a feature that I would really like to have on this the backlit keyboard on this laptop. So my question is, can we fit a backlit keyboard into this laptop? Now, I don't know if it's going to be a very easy task. There's obviously a lot of screws that are involved with putting a keyboard on, I think, on this model. But yeah, let's give it a go. And yeah, I've got an interesting story to tell you. So let me just get the part out and I'll tell you about this in a minute. So to get the keyboard for this laptop, I popped onto eBay and had a look for an X13 Gen 4 backlit keyboard, and I did manage to find a result. So I bought it, and it was a really reasonable price. I think it was like £20 or something. So purchased that, waiting for delivery, and then I got a message. So the message actually asked, "Are you JFix from YouTube?" Because my eBay name is also JFix, so they recognised me by my channel name. And then they said, "Oh, I watch your videos, and I'm actually Serge." Now, Serge is a person that I've already featured on this channel before on one of my videos. He has a fantastic YouTube channel, so I highly recommend you check out his channel. I'm going to leave a link to this channel. But what he did is he said, "Okay, I'm going to refund you the money and I'm going to send you the keyboard free of charge." So I was like, wow, that's incredible. I really wasn't expecting that. So that's a funny story. Now, he sent me the keyboard. Here we go. But not just that. He has sent me a second keyboard, a third keyboard, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keyboards for this laptop. So I'm really hoping at least one of these is working. So massive thank you to Serge. I can't believe that he's actually refunded my purchase and sent me all of these keyboards. But that's not it. He sent me more. He has sent me a full palm rest as well for this laptop. So I've also got that if I need it. But that's not it. I'm not even able to show all these, but he has sent me a whole bunch here of different palm rests for all Lenovo laptops. Some of them with keyboards in them already as well. Look. So I've just got so many spares. I've got to say, it's a massive chunk. It's a massive chunk of pile here. I have no idea if I'm ever going to be able to use all of these. Now I'm going to definitely need to try and find lots of Lenovo laptops to try and fix. So yeah, again, massive thanks to Serge, and I thought that was quite a funny story. I really wasn't expecting that. So here is the keyboard then that we should need. Let's have a look at it. And if something goes wrong, we've definitely got spares. So let's just do a test. Hold it up here. Looks to be exactly the same. Now the difference is, what you'll notice on here is this spacebar doesn't have anything on it at all. But if you look on this spacebar, it has the little backlight function on here. So you can hold the function key and press this one, and then you can turn the backlight, toggle it on and off. So this definitely should have the backlight. If we look on the back of the keyboard, I've got here, that looks like possibly the main keyboard connector, and then I've got this second one. So I'm not sure, maybe one of them is an additional one for the backlight. So I'm hoping the motherboard also has the ability to add the backlit keyboard to it. So we're only going to know once we find out and open it. Now the question is, should I try to use this palm rest on here, or I've also got the ability, because I say he sent me this palm rest, which is exactly the same for this laptop. I could fit the keyboard into this one and then just swap the palm rest over. Yeah, looks nice. To be honest with you, this job doesn't look bad. It's just got loads of tiny little screws that hold this keyboard in place. So there must be like 40 of them on there. I think what I'll do in this case is stick with the palm rest that's already on here, because it's also got the touchpad built into it, so, and it's got the right graphics for this laptop, whereas this one has got the Ryzen 5 in there. So yeah, it's nice to have this as a backup as well. If this gets scratched up, I'm going to keep this one nice, so I've got a spare for this one in the future. So let's shut down this laptop. And let's open it up and examine the keyboard connector. I do like these little Lenovo laptops. They're just so well built. They make a really good workhorse for you know, everyday tasks. And the battery lasts for ages on it as well, which I'm really happy about. Don't have to worry about charging it up. Just charge it every night. Let me show you this. I've already fitted that Samsung 990 Evo Plus, the 2TB that I tried to fit in the other laptop. So that's all set up and working lovely. Before we do anything, let's disconnect the battery to be safe. Lovely. So orientation of the keyboard will be this way. So I want to be looking at it like that. Yeah, so it will be roughly there. So let's see, where do these ribbon cables connect to then? So the keyboard roughly sits here, and looking at it, you've got this connector that goes into here, and then this one snakes around and back on itself in there. That's called touchpad, but I'm assuming it's not the actual big touchpad, but probably part of this touchpad here that connects. So it looks like physically the cables are exactly the same, both of these ribbons. So I think we might be in luck. I'm just wondering now if it's better just to do a quick test run on it before I remove all this motherboard. If I disconnect these two and plug this in, and I can see if it lights up and yeah, you know, if it's going to actually work. Alright, we're temporarily connected in there. You can see both of them connected with the right orientation, and the keyboard obviously would have been like that, so they're folded back on themselves. I'll reconnect the battery and hopefully we don't get magic smoke. Okay, my keyboard is not on fire. Let's zoom out. And can we press the power button and power this on with this keyboard without ripping the connectors apart and without shorting anything? I think we can. So, powering on now. Laptop still powers on, so that's a good sign. Lenovo. Oh, I think it's working because I pressed a key. Let me press the start menu. Where's that? You see that? Start menu. That's working, so the keyboard's working. So, is the backlight working? I'm going to need to put something under here so the screen doesn't dim. We'll use some solder. Can't tell if that's working or not. Oh, it is. It's working. Let me see if I can hold that up and show you. Yes. Look at that. That's what I want to see. Lovely backlight. Thank you, Serge. I'm so happy. Although I've still got to get it into the computer yet, so things could still go wrong. Let me shut down. Not that easy to shut down. Here we go. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll just disconnect the battery. Safest way. Right, battery's disconnected. So, now we know this is going to work, let's get on with this job. I think this is going to be tedious, but we can do it. Here we go, motherboard is out. That wasn't too difficult, so we're winning. And to get to the keyboard, it looks like we're going to have to remove all of this foil here. I'd like to do this without damaging it, without ripping it. Looks like it's going to come off quite easy actually, so I might be in luck. It's annoying, it goes under the speaker. I'm going to have to remove that, aren't I? Yeah, there we go. And the black sticky is out. Lovely. Let's put that nice and safe out the way. Yeah, if you're doing this as a bit of a guide, just be careful around this area with the ribbon cables, because this is quite stuck down to that black plastic. So now we can properly compare what we're dealing with here. And it looks to me like the keyboard is going to go under these like shield bits as well. So we've got this triangle section here that's going to go over there, and that gives us like extra mounting holes for this, like, you know, speaker to mount onto and things. And this section here is not on the keyboard, so it looks like it's going to go on there. And again, this metal section, so it's giving it some bracing, and this is like the motherboard supports, but these screws are tiny in here. Wonder what size they're going to be. Okay, so that fits fine. So it looks like it's a PH0. I might not, I know there's a lot of them, but I might just do them with the manual screwdriver rather than the whizzer, because, you know, I can just feel with the screws being so tiny if they're cross-threading or anything, and just, yeah, I think it gives me a bit more control if I do it with the screwdriver. Right, I'm definitely going to lose these I'm going to keep these ones in the lid, I think. They all look to be the same size. Which is one good thing, I suppose. Let's try and take this metal corner off. Right. Yeah, I don't think it should take too long, to be honest with you. Tell you what, these Wearer drivers just feel so nice to use. You can just spin them around like that with the shape. Yeah, I really like these. Right, that should be free. Oh, it's also got a bit of sticky on it. So that corner's going to go there, onto that. Right, it's not actually screwing down to the keyboard, it's screwing through the keyboard into the body of the laptop. So I'm going to have to put the keyboard in first and then screw these. So I need to kind of remember the position so I can look at the video if I need to. So that's going to go up there. I'm going to kind of just lay them out on my shelf as they go. Let me put them there, then I'll remember. Let's get this next frame out. How is everybody anyway? Yeah, it's a shame this isn't a live stream so I can interact with everybody. Maybe we should have done this as a live stream. But I just wanted to get a video out, so you'll have to let me know in the comments and I'll reply. Oh, by the way, while I'm getting bored at doing this, do you want to see something? Because you're so patiently sat here watching me take all these tiny screws apart, I'll just show you what I've got, because I picked these up in a job lot off eBay, and this is 6 Lenovo motherboards, and I've got a mega deal on these because basically I paid £30 for 6, so that works out at £5 a board, and they seem pretty complete, to be honest with you. You know, they've even got the plastics on them still, they've got the fans, they've got the heat sinks on them. So yeah, look at this. And I don't know what generation they are, but I can see like quite a lot of them got like USB-C ports and stuff. They don't look like too old. Got NVMe slot and stuff like that. So yeah, this one's an i5 8th gen. That's the only one that I can see is written on there. So these are all unknown. I don't know what's going on with these boards. So this will be some nice live stream content to go through these boards together, see if we can get any picture out of these on the HDMI. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Right, let's get back to the laptop. And the last shield is out. Lovely. I was just doing this as a little job before I went to bed. Didn't realise just how many screws was going to be involved here. I knew there was going to be a lot looking at the back of this one, but yeah, this is a nightmare little job. Look. Oh, yeah, we have got it. Perfect. Here's our keyboard. And here's our new keyboard. Lovely. So you can see that they're pretty identical there, apart from we've got a nice backlight icon on the keyboard there. I'm going to show you the part numbers just in case you want to order one yourself and you're struggling for a part number. So this is our backlight keyboard. So you can take a screenshot now. That's the backlight. I can see BL label 2026 as well there. And this is our non-backlight version. So you could take a screenshot in here. And it doesn't have the BL in that box, look. See the difference there? Has something different there. But yeah, if you've got this one with that part number and you're wondering, oh, does the backlight work? Then we've tried it and it does work. So you know that you're good to change it. And if you want to know how many screws was involved in there, look at all them. Actually, They're not all the same size. Look at that. You see the two on the end of the screwdriver there? One is definitely longer than another. And that one's a longer one. And that one's a longer one. This is annoying. They were so small, I didn't even notice that they were different sizes as I was taking them out. Maybe that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that's what that means. Let me count how many long ones I've got. Right, I've had a check. All these are the small ones. And then up here, we actually have 12 of the longer ones. So maybe they're the ones that went on the edge. So there's definitely more than 4. But all these are the smaller ones, and all those are the slightly bigger ones. So yeah, 12. So how many have we got around the edge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, more than that. More than 12. Feel like I've shot myself in the foot now because I really don't know where the longer ones go. I don't want to put them back in the wrong place. Alright, I've had a look around on the internet and I can't find any information or anybody else who's done a similar job to this, so I'm not quite sure where those 12 larger screws goes. So I'm going to put this keyboard in and just going to try and wing it, see if I can work it out. Obviously being aware that some of those are longer screws and I don't want to screw them into the chassis and they, you know, start popping out the other side. So let's try and see if I can work it out as I go along. Mystery solved with the screws. I completely forgot about these metal shields. So the longer screws are the ones that go through the shield themselves on here to add for the extra depth that the shield makes as it goes into the motherboard. So that's what the extra long ones were for. So I'm going to put those shields back on and work out then what we've got left. So yeah, I'm glad I worked that out. Completely forgot about them. Okay, all my screws are back in and I've just done a bit of a test on the keyboard. Every single key seems to be fine. Nothing's getting stuck. They all seem to move freely. So I'm quite happy with that, and nothing's come through the motherboard as well. So I think all the screws are in the correct place. So it's a case of just let's put the motherboard back in and I can fully test everything again. Oh, my CMI zapper's clipped onto the magnet. Right, let's go. So first of all, I'll put the sticky back down because it went under these speakers and things, and I can screw the speakers back in then. And we're all back together. Yes, finally. Nobody warned me what a fiddly job that was going to be. No screws left over as well. So all I need to do now is put this cover back on, and then we'll see if we've got a nice backlit keyboard. Okay, it's moment of truth time then. So we're all back together, and yeah, hopefully it's going to work still, and also hopefully the backlight's going to work. Keyboard's feeling nice. Let's power on. We've got a power light. Now we did remove the battery and the CMOS battery, so I think it's going to take quite some time to come on. So let's be patient with it. Come on, Lenovo. Let's see a red Lenovo on the screen. Here we go. Lovely. And yeah, okay, so we've got check date and time. No problem. We was expecting that. Second reboot. F1, enter setup. Okay, save and exit. Nice to see the buttons are responding. Third time Lenovo. Check date. Okay, let's just continue. And we're booted back into Windows. Right, come on and let's have a look at this backlight. It's not currently on. Right, ready? Function and spacebar. Oh, look at that. Glorious. That's perfect. Switch it off. Function spacebar, there you go, switch off. Function spacebar again, switch it on. Perfect. I'm dead chuffed with that. That's the one feature that I felt like I was missing out compared to the yoga version. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm going to be productive now and get some work done. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much, and a massive thank you for Serge for sorting me out with this keyboard. Really appreciate that, mate, and I'll be watching and standing by for your videos. Anybody that's not subscribed, Serge's YouTube channel will be linked top in the description, so please go over there, please get subscribed, help him out, and yeah, he's got some already great content on there, so please, you know, watch and enjoy his content. Thank you for all the people who are supporting me on my channel. Especially thank you to the JFix Legends who currently are on the list. Carthor, who I believe was gifted a membership, so thank you very much. We have Grandpa's Bench, we have Gear Anderson, and we have Lapfix. So I appreciate you all, guys, and everybody that's supporting me. So thanks for this video, for staying tuned and, you know, watching me struggle with this keyboard. And in the next video, we'll be working on something a bit different. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.